I want to start this video off by saying that I do not hate Black Ops 6. In fact, I do think Black Ops 6 is a good game. It has its problems, and it's probably not going down as a top 5 Call of Duty for me, but in my opinion, it is definitely better than most of the Call of Duties we've gotten in this modern era. Now with that disclaimer out the way, unfortunately I do have to rip the band-aid off and say this. It is in my opinion that Black Ops 6 is the new ceiling for Call of Duty from this point on. And what I mean by this is that I do not think we will ever experience a Call of Duty that had the lightning in a bottle feeling that the golden era of COD gave us. The magic that was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, World at War, Modern Warfare 2 2009, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3 2011, and Black Ops 2. That magic will never be replicated. And one of my favorite quotes about life comes from the great Nikola Tesla. He says that if you want to understand the universe, you need to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And while that quote does have a much deeper scientific and spiritual meaning, I'm gonna keep it somewhat surface level and use it to describe Call of Duty. Business has always been business. The goal of the business is to make profit. And a business makes profit by providing value to the customer. And if you want to make a big profit, you got to provide a big value. Back in the days of the golden era of COD, that was the game plan. Make big profit by providing big value. And the value of entertainment and fun that those games provided us was astronomical. There is a reason those games were some of the fondest moments of our childhoods. And now I do know one of the reasons we look back at these games with such high praise is nostalgia. But I also think there is another key ingredient that modern day Call of Duty no longer has. And here's where the Nikola Tesla energy, frequency, and vibrations quote comes in. Back in the days, the energy that went into creating a Call of Duty game was different. There was a decent balance of profit and value provided. Yes, as a business, Activision and their studios wanted to make a profit. But at the same time, the studios had much more leeway to provide the value of a great game to the player base. Now don't get me wrong, the golden era of COD wasn't by any means perfect, but my god, you know you could feel the organicness and the passion that these developers put into those games. You could feel the heart and soul that went into those games. The atmosphere and the vibe they created in those games still give us a nostalgic feeling to this day. Just look at the detail and effort they put into the little things, like the Black Ops 1 main menu. Treyarch started you off from the jump with the vibe and an atmosphere that brought you into the magic that was Black Ops 1. The vibe of it was beautiful enough, but then they also added an Easter egg that allowed you to get out of the chair, walk around, and unlock Dead Ops Arcade on one of the back computers. They also changed the whole vibe when you switched over to zombies. Everything goes blood red, the creepy piano starts playing, the TV screen starts switching, and a zombie starts banging on the glass in the top room where Hudson was standing. It's these little details that added up to make a big difference and helped to give us that lightning in a bottle feeling that these old CODs gave us. That's how powerful their passion was, and that's what happens when the energy you bring is organic and you truly want to make the best game possible. I'll give you another example at just how strong passion and organic energy really is. For those of you who don't know how the story of COD Zombies started, Zombies wasn't even supposed to be a game mode in Call of Duty. It was a little side project that some of the developers were working on for fun and got the green light to throw in as a little Easter egg at the end of the World at War campaign. That is all it was supposed to be, a fun little Easter egg that some of the developers organically made for fun, fueled by passion, and that ended up turning into one of the biggest third game modes in gaming history. And I feel like I'm being disrespectful by even calling it a third game mode, cause Zombies in its prime was just as big as multiplayer and could easily be the main game mode of its own game given the right resources. And that brings me to my next point. There is a reason zombies in modern day Call of Duty have lost their magical touch. They've lost that lightning in a bottle feeling, and that's because the balance and game plan of modern day businesses have changed. Publishers like Activision and Microsoft have always been greedy, but again, to make big profits, they had to provide big value. Well, that game plan has changed. They no longer have to provide us with big value because now they know they can just push out skins, cosmetics, battle passes, etc, etc. And those microtransactions will make them much more money than actually allowing the developers the time and resources they need to give their all when making a Call of Duty game. And you know, I do feel bad for the developers, not the Infinity Ward developers, because for some reason they don't want to give us red dots on the goddamn minimap, but that's a topic for another video. But I do feel bad for the developers because they no longer get to operate on the frequency of organic passion because their bosses won't let them. They don't get the time and they don't get the resources they need to create and deliver their vision. Think about it. How is it that games from over a decade ago that came out on consoles with nowhere near the technology that modern day consoles and PCs have now are looked at by the COD community as better than the modern day games? I mean, for goodness sakes, the golden era of COD had more 6v6 maps on launch than most of the modern day era CODs have today. It's an absolute joke. And now here's the hard pill to swallow. This is 100% the fault of the Call of Duty community. Activision and Microsoft can't force us to buy these cosmetics, but they can absolutely exploit the players who spend more money on those microtransactions than they do on buying the actual game itself. So if you're a greedy ass business, why would you spend the time and resources on producing the best content possible when you can just follow the new business model of half-assing a game and then releasing microtransactions throughout the year and making multiples of more money? It's the unfortunate truth, but it's the truth that's led to the downfall of passion and organic energy in Call of Duty, as well as many other games and industries. I mean, look at skill-based matchmaking. Every studio developer and every employee in Activision and Microsoft know damn well that 99.9% of the Call of Duty player base hates skill-based matchmaking and feels like it ruins the whole experience. But they will never take it out because their algorithm tells them that it's what keeps players playing the game for the longest amount of time. It's no longer about passion, it's no longer about fun, it's no longer about being organic, and it's certainly no longer about delivering the best experience. The customer gets to decide, and we have decided every year, and now they exploit it. It's the unfortunate truth, and that is why I think we will never experience something like the golden era of COD ever again. The organic energy is gone, and thus the magic is gone with it. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you watching. Make sure to leave a like for the algorithm, and have a good rest of your night. I'll see you on the next one.